How many times have you given in to your temptations? What was it that you wanted? Was it something that made you feel happy and good at the time, but now that it's done, you're feeling regretful, ashamed, or even angry with yourself? Pleasure is an essential part of the human experience. We all love to indulge in things that make us feel good, whether it be eating delicious food, engaging in sexual activity, or spending time with loved ones. However, did you know that there is a dark side to pleasure? That when indulged in excess, it can destroy our lives? Welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we will uncover the hidden dangers of pleasure and how it can negatively affect our lives if we let it. Make sure to watch till the end to learn about the real-life stories of those who have fallen victim to the dark side of pleasure and discover how to avoid making the same mistakes. When does pleasure become harmful? Pleasure is not inherently bad. In fact, it is necessary for our survival and happiness. However, when we start to rely on it too much, it can become harmful. This is because our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. And when we find something that gives us a lot of pleasure, we naturally want to do it more and more. This can lead to addiction and other harmful behaviors. So what exactly does the research say about the dark side of pleasure? According to a study published in the Journal of Neuroscience, when we engage in pleasurable activities, our brains release a chemical messenger called dopamine. Dopamine is responsible for many important functions in the body, including the regulation of movement, attention, and reward. However, when we are constantly bombarding our brains with pleasure, we can desensitize ourselves to dopamine and reduce its effectiveness. This means that we need more and more of the pleasurable activity to get the same high, and this can lead to addiction. Another study published in the journal Psychological Science found that people who are able to experience pleasure more intensely are more likely to engage in risky behaviors such as drug use, alcohol abuse, and unsafe sex. This is because the riskier the behavior, the more intense the pleasure we are likely to experience. And for those who are wired to seek out intense pleasure, this can lead to dangerous and harmful consequences. Real-life stories of destruction due to pleasure. As we mentioned earlier, real people are affected by the dark side of pleasure every day. Allow us to share some stories with you. Jane was a bright and promising young woman who had everything to live for. She had a loving family, a great job, and a promising future ahead of her. But Jane also had a dark secret. She was addicted to online shopping. Every time she felt bored or unhappy, she would go on a shopping spree and buy whatever she wanted. She justified her behavior by telling herself that she deserved it, and that she could always return the items if she didn't want them. But in reality, she was just trying to fill a void in her life with material possessions. Before long, Jane's addiction got out of hand. She was spending thousands of dollars every month on clothes, shoes, and accessories that she didn't really need. She was also taking loans and putting her future financial stability at risk. One day, Jane's credit card was declined, and she realized that she had taken things too far. She was in debt, and her addiction was destroying her life. It was time for her to face the consequences of her actions and seek help to control her addiction. John was a talented musician who was on the verge of making it big. He had a gift for writing songs that topped the charts, and his music was being played on the radio all the time. But John had a secret addiction that was holding him back. He was addicted to drugs. He started experimenting with drugs at a young age and soon developed a habit that was difficult to break. He used drugs to enhance his music and to numb the pain of his personal problems. But as his addiction grew, so did the negative effects on his life. His music began to suffer, and he started missing important performances and deadlines. His relationships fell apart, and he lost his reputation in the industry. Eventually, John's addiction got so bad that he was arrested for possession of a controlled substance. This was a turning point in his life. He realized that he needed to get sober if he wanted to make something of himself. Strategies to avoid the dark side of pleasure. Now that you are aware of the dark side of pleasure, you may be wondering how you can avoid it. Here are a few tips to help you strike a balance between indulging in pleasure and living a healthy, fulfilling life. Set boundaries for yourself. It is important to set boundaries when it comes to pleasure. Know your limits and stick to them. This will help you avoid going overboard and causing harm to yourself or others. For instance, if you are going out for drinks with friends, decide beforehand how much you are going to drink. Find alternative sources of pleasure. There are many different sources of pleasure in life. If you are feeling bored or unfulfilled, Try to find new hobbies or activities that bring you joy. This could be anything from reading, painting, or playing sports. By diversifying your sources of pleasure, you will be less likely to become addicted to one particular thing. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people you surround yourself with can have a major impact on your life. If you have friends who engage in harmful or destructive behavior, it may be time to distance yourself from them. Instead, spend time with people who support you and encourage you to make positive choices. Practice self-care. Taking care of yourself is essential when it comes to avoiding the dark side of pleasure. Make sure to get enough sleep, eat healthy foods, and exercise regularly. When you are taking care of your physical health, you are better able to resist temptation and make good decisions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. If you are struggling to avoid the dark side of pleasure, don't be afraid to ask for help. Reach out to a trusted friend, family member, or mental health professional for support. They can help you develop a plan and hold you accountable for your actions. We all love to indulge in pleasure, but it's important to be aware of the potential dangers. By understanding the dark side of pleasure, you can make better decisions and live a healthier, happier life. Remember, it's okay to indulge occasionally, but when pleasure becomes an addiction, it's time to seek help. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave us a thumbs up. We appreciate your support. Also, feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section below. We value your input and would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Till next time, stay curious and keep exploring the fascinating world of psychology. Take care.